Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence.
People think I quit my 9 to 5 job because I hate my business. Love the company that I work for, and it was my first time to be abroad. I arrived here back when I was 27, and it was a dream come true. To be honest, I have been trying to get out from Philippines since I was 22. I was a band vocalist. Yun talaga yung passion ko. And then somehow I was applying for a job where I would sing on a band, going out from different hotels. But that didn't materialize until one day while I was working in a call center, I found out that one of the company from a friend is hiring in Dubai. I actually went on absent. I go to the office and there was like pile of numbers of Filipino trying to apply and get into this company. I never had a thought that I would be able to pass through to the office. But somehow at some point when you have this desire and faith and somehow strong urge that this is what you really want, somehow the universe conspires to make that come into a reality. I arrived in Dubai January 9, 2013. And the moment I set my foot, because it's not easy to become a sales assistant, it was my first time to be standing for 8 hours. I was working in a call center where I was sitting down. So it was totally opposite when I came to Dubai. So that 8 hours standing was actually a dreadful experience for me. But somehow I enjoyed the work. I was able to learn language from different parts of the world. But the moment I set my foot in the company, I said to myself, after 5 years, I won't be here. And somehow, at that moment, meron kang feeling na there will be something more that I will be doing than this. Don't get me wrong, some people are really love to stay into where they are and to build that safety onto where they are actually working. Some people can stay like 20 years or 30 years in a company. But when I started hearing that from other people, I said to myself, I think I'm not that type of person. I'll be bored enough here not to actually start something. One realization changed everything and eventually led me to leave my stable job. After 5 years, I felt something that I cannot ignore. Alam niyo yung tipo na parang, alam niyo yung tipong there is this whisper sa tenga nyo na every day something is saying to me na you're meant to be doing something more. You're meant to be doing something more. And this is became loud each day. Every time I would go to work and I would find myself idle, it's just crazy. The thoughts is just getting loud and louder. So it was never easy to leave a company in the midst of COVID, but that jump had led me to a wildest journey that I could never imagine. And being in a place where you're the person who's responsible for your money, who's responsible for everything, how you will be able to live in the country for your visa, it opens you up to this whole kind of experience that a company would never be able to supply to you somehow. Yung matututunan mo when you get out from that comfort zone was totally worth of kind of experience because it can put you in a different state of mind and help you to achieve better things. How I started the actual business, the timeline was I was working 9 to 5. I had to get out from that accommodation somehow. And I found out how a lot of Filipinos are actually striving in this kind of situation in Dubai. In most aspects of the video, people seeing Dubai is like for luxurious kind of people. Yes, it is. But the people who are actually working as sales, waiter in the restaurants, the backbone of the actual Dubai somehow, they're struggling for a good accommodation in UAE. So I have seen that, and somehow I am this type of person na super curious sa mga bagay. I think when I was young, I started selling yema or candies or stuff that I can just completely make money from. So, nung time na yon, sabi ko, how much money can make into this kind of business? And I see the owners of most apartments are either other nationality, either Filipinos that has a different nationality partner. So somehow sabi ko, this could be probably making a lot of money. It could be good, probably making a lot of good returns. So the curiosity is always there. And I think we all need to be like this. If you're traveling, we need to be curious somehow. Let's be on a position. And if you wanted to practice yourself as well, be in a position where you can see opportunity on every places that you are going into or visiting into. So shared tiny rooms, which is partitions, somehow in Dubai is widely known. And this is the only way for every expats who's working on this class can survive. A lot of comments in different pages speaking about how this is inhumane because some people are living on these boxes kind of type. Some people categorize them as a coffin, but the fact that but what they didn't know is no one wants to live in this kind of spaces, but somehow they need to because we need to save money while we are staying here in Dubai. That curiosity came in mind that what if I can build something different? A lot of accommodations that I have seen before was not properly maintained in terms of cleanliness, in terms of rules. I think I've imagined living on a bed space where I have a work next day, 7 a.m., and I had to bear the karaoke people singing kasi weekend eh. So they will be singing until 2 a.m. in spite of other people's have different shifts. So somehow sabi ko, I think I remember like 10 p.m. I have to get out from that apartment. And then sabi ko na, there must be something different that needs to be done from here. And that urgency, I think, a feeling of I wanted to create a safe space where people can rest, where people can live after long days of work, had emerged an actual business idea somehow to a lot of people. Then what other people doesn't know as well, some apartments in Dubai is quite hard to accept a different nationality. This is really big thing. Somehow there's a lot of discrimination when it comes to Arabic, when it comes to Indian, when it comes to African, and that aspect of stereotyping somehow from different nationality made me realize that I have to cater these people. For me and my thoughts, like not all people are bad. It actually motivates me to help find a really good. So that's how the business started. So was actually added doing one vacation in Manila, and I have visited a lot of Airbnb apartments already before, but this apartment somehow was the first owner that I have spoken into in Bicol. I traveled my parents and somehow, again, another curiosity, I was talking to the owner. So I tell him na, how did you started this business? But this person owned the apartment. So he owned the house. But what he was saying that I got curious into, he said, okay, actually meron another lot in front of us, and we're already taking that over as well for the parking lot because most of our customers don't have a parking lot. And then this moment, I was on my mind, very clear, and I can still remember. Nasa tricycle kami nun. Ang sabi ko sa sarili ko, what is in this area that this person is making a lot of sales or cash or a lot of clients? How he is getting fully booked? What is in this location? And that time, I think we are in Mayon Volcano. So it's one of the tourist spot. Yeah. So when I came back to Dubai, I had a thought, what is in this place that I could offer? It's a tourism ground. Dubai is for Dubai is actually known for tourism. So I said, okay, let me try this business. It wasn't easy to start because nung una, hindi ko alam kung paano ako magsisimula. There were no savings. But in the company, that's your privilege. You can get a loan, you can top up your loan. I had an existing loan that got wasted. Then I was able to get a chance to top up the loan. And that was the 32,000 dirhams that I top up. Then I spoke with my dad. And the rest is history because my dad is always the starter of the business idea that I do have. When I open things up to him, he will always say, okay, do it. So he gave me some capital to invest. So while working from my 9 to 5, I was clocking in and out. I would go run to the apartment because I think that's only 3 stops from the airport. So magme-metro ako, pagbaba sa metro, I will clean the bathroom, I will clean the beds, I will set the bed sheets, and I will welcome the guest. In short, I'm a one-man show. So I'm always used to doing all of the things that I am testing by myself because I don't want to disappoint people. Then I don't want someone as well to be doing the business with me somehow. The reason is because it's hard to trust someone. Second is I'm not good on delegation previously, which is I have learned now. I'm more comfortable on building things by myself. Diskarte ko siya. Kung magkamali ako, at least yung failure, not to anyone. So every small result gave me an actual confidence. Mistakes, incorrect process. So for almost 2 years, I built it while I was working. I was doing this. So those equivalent to late nights, work, then going in. It's quite exhausting, the situation back then. Because wala din akong cleaner noon. I was the one doing the cleaning. I was doing the answering of the guest inquiries. And sometimes there will be guests who will be asking questions at 2 a.m. So, cut the story short, I was doing that for almost 2 years of working and then doing the business, working and doing the business. One key point that I have done while doing that was every commissions and bonuses that I would be getting from the company, I would take it, I will keep it, and reinvest for another apartment and another apartment. This is how I did it. People ask me how you able to do that. One thing is because I didn't spend too much. I didn't spend money for myself. I didn't buy material things. I'm not the person who buy a lot of stuff. But the fact that buying some bags, going on a salon, or just fancy things like gadgets, I don't buy these things. So it was not hard for me because at that moment when I thought that it's actually, when I realized that it's actually working, I just had to do it over and over again, the actual system, and replicate it. While I was doing this for the past 2 years, there was this aha moment. I was standing sa shop floor. I got the pen and paper, an actual, I always have pen and paper on at work. And that pen and paper would categorize a lot of things. It could be an idea, or it could be something that I wanted to do. It could be a language grammar that I wanted to take notes. So I'm quite weird. If there are no customers, what I do is I fulfill my idle timings with a lot of things that I wanted to do. It could be learning, it could be calculating some profits, or these things. So there was one night that there were no people at all. I took the pen. I mean, I had the realization. I wrote my entire day. Literally entire day. So sabi ko, we have 24 hours in our life. How many hours do we have for ourselves? This is a mind blowing. And I think, and I'm sure you can do this as well for yourself. Then you will be able to realize and awareness na, why am I spending too much for something that I'm not happy? So I had to write my full 24 hours, divided every hour of from the time that I wake up, yung travel hours ko. We're living at Discovery Gardens before. Yung timings ng food, yung timings ng I got 7 hours of sleep, okay, 6 hours of sleep, the full 24 hours. So I said, I calm down everything, and I wasn't running out of money at that time because I was working, I was having business. Then it came to a point that I saw the left hours that actually, for me, I was running out of time. Overall, after mo minus lahat ng mga ginawa mo, natulog ka, nagtrabaho ka, the left hours for me was probably around 4 to 5 hours left that I have enabled for me probably to chill, do something, project, and knowledge. And time was one thing, when I realized that, time was one thing that I could never go back. I could never go back if my mom is old. I can never go back to the moments while my parents are still alive. So the desire of me going out from the country was because I wanted to build a really good life for my parents. Most of my friends, they know me for splurging my parents for all travels. And that was my first passion when I was young. I was 22. I really wanted to get out from the country, from the Philippines, to build a good life, which is for all of us Filipino, this is our aim, is to give good things to our loved ones. So, sila yung ganun. So somehow I figured out na I could never earn back the time. And that exercise that I did changed the way I look. That exercise I did change the way I look to my future. So there's a lot of things that came over to my head. And from that day, I was just overthinking. I didn't resign right away, but that contemplation had opened me to an awareness of what I should be doing. Siyempre, hindi ka dun papasok sa magre-resign ka agad kasi maiisip mo yung sahod mo eh. Maiisip mo yung salary mo, the company itself, the benefits that you're getting. If you're going out from this company, you have to do everything all in your own. Ikaw ang gagawa ng visa mo, ikaw ang gagawa ng strategy mo, paano kung hindi mag-work out yung business mo, you're the one who will be responsible on bringing that back. If there were no sales, you don't think about it too much if you're working in a company because you just come and sit and then work with the specific works that you do. Now, I do probably 5 to 10 different things in a day. I do my marketing, I do my accounting, I do the analyzation, I do the business ideas, launching a new business. So there's a bigger things that I have been doing, totally different from just being an actual employee, which is good for me. That exercised my brain to create more things and it's a healthy life if you are continually building, because if you will live until 60 or 70, it's boring if you'll be doing the same exact thing. So that exercise completely changed the outlook. So what happened was totally crazy and different, but somehow it raises a lot of questions to my colleague because my decision was totally out of timing. But most of the time, that's how I do my decision. And sometimes it's work. And that decision was I quit my 9 to 5 in the date 2 days from COVID that it was announced. So what happened was one night after I came to work, we finished our shift. After that, I will do my marketing, viewing to the clients, viewing the apartments. After the viewing, I would have to go back if there were some issues that needs to be settled on. You will still have to talk to the tenants and all like this. Pagod ka na, exhausted ka na, kasi kinabukasan kailangan mong gumising. I could remember I was sitting on the bed and there was this documentary that's been playing about animals. So I had a thought like, why am I still staying with the company if I am not happy anymore? If it doesn't give me fulfillment anymore, why am I still staying here? And somehow, I don't know what happened, but sabi ko sa sarili ko, I will resign. The next day, it was February 14. I came to eat on my breaks. Most of the time, I'm always alone. When I started having the thoughts of business, no one can understand you anymore. People will not be able to relay to what you want, to what you wanted to do, to your vision. So I ate alone and I had this bond paper. And at that time, I said I was committed. I didn't know what's going to happen next once I resign, but I would never know what I can do more from there. I would never know what are the things that I can learn if I would not resign, because I will be so limited by the 8 hours of me working for something, rather than I can use those hours to learn a new thing. So I get the bond paper, I wrote down my resignation letter. And it's too cringy, but I was crying on the table while I was doing it, because I had this feeling of sense of, damn, I'm gonna do this. And I am crying to the point na, this is it. I'm gonna do it because I know it's gonna be an entire journey. So on that day, I hand over the actual resignation to the manager. And then he said to me, I sat down. There's only one question that he asked me. Are you sure? Are you sure you're going to do this? At 1 second, I hold onto my seat. If you can imagine when you're about to jump on a skydiving and on the edge, it feels like you don't want to jump. That's exactly what happened to me. And there was a thought that came up on my mind back when he was asking, are you sure you're going to do this? And I said, I think I had a split of seconds asking myself, am I sure? Am I going to do this? And I said, fuck it out. I'm going to do it. Yes, I will do it. And he signed the paper. I rendered my 1 month notice, and rest is actually history. That leap of faith, that biggest decision of my life that I knew it will be a big impact to my reality, to my future, was not really easy to come up. People would tell me, because you're single and you don't have family. But even though I have my parents, that I am fully responsible, that if anything goes wrong, and I'm telling to you right now, because there's a lot of things that went wrong after I resigned. So many challenges that I cannot break down one by one, because we'd probably be finishing at 24 hours of just me explaining all the trials and struggles that I had gone through by launching the business, by getting out from the actual company. It was never easy. So I made that one big decision of my life, not because everything is perfect, but because I believe what I had already been building. Alam niyo yung feeling na no matter what happened, I'm gonna make this damn work. It might not be easy, but it's gonna work. So now I realize, when you have a business, when you have a kid, when you have a partner, it's like a business. When you have a marriage, you have to do everything to make it work. So somehow in the business, if I'm going to let go of an apartment, or if I'm going to let go of one business, if I'm going to close down one hostel, it's tearing me apart that no one can understand. But somehow at some point you will realize that you will be in a position to decide what's good and what's bad. You will be in the position where you have to decide what's best and you will choose that. So somehow that leap of faith, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm in the middle of pandemic. A lot of faith and belief that believing into something that it would work is a decision. Once you decide into something, you would never know what's going to happen afterwards. So it's an ongoing progress. There are three things that push me to actually quit. I wanted to grow. Comfort is so nice, but growth rarely happens there. And I'm telling the truth kasi marami sa atin, we wanted just to be safe. And that's fine. But you will never grow into something that it's too comfortable. Most of the bad things that happens to me impact into my life, into my mindset, into how I process on things, how I process on challenges. So you put me into wild, I can survive. Somehow that's now my outlook in life. Second, I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom from my schedule. I wanted freedom to create. I wanted freedom from people who controls my leave. I wanted freedom for the time that I can give more to my family, to the people that I love. Freedom to decide how I spend my life, how I spend my time. But it's so fulfilling to be able to spend the time how the way you wanted to spend the time. Not someone is telling you. And if you're in an 8-hour shift, someone will tell you you have to go on this leave. And I experience a lot on this type of situation. That's one of the things that pushes me. So I realized that betting on myself was the biggest investment that I could ever make on my entire life. And I could never be young. I can never be so young again. So why not do the risk, know the process, make mistakes, and then do it again? To end the story, quitting your job isn't for everyone. And I'm not saying that you have to quit your job tomorrow. But I do believe everyone should build something from their options. And anyone can create. I believe that we are all doom scroller of social media. And there is only one decision that you could ever make enable for you to learn something new. And that is desiring to learn every day. Nowadays, it's a lot way easier. YouTube, TikTok, a lot way easier. So there is no hindrance anymore on learning and making money for people who are struggling to pay their bills, on debt. You have a way to change that reality by learning something new, learning new skill, and may not be easy at first because that's the process of it. Para kang nagsasaka. So same thing yon. If you are doing farming, you have to put first the seed and then you have to water them, you have to wait, and then you can actually, that's the time that you can actually harvest. So same process in life. Sometimes your biggest breakthrough starts with your biggest question. Might be for you as well. How am I really spending my 24 hours? Are you learning something new? Are you wasting from overthinking? Are you wasting from doom scrolling? That simple exercise changed my entire life. You and you're watching this, I hope my story could remind you somehow that you can create as well and could inspire every people around the world that there is a chance and no one is too late. Some people are thinking like, can I still make money? Can I still do this? Can I still be successful? And I'm on my 50s. KFC owner started this business on 50s. McDonald's is also like this. So watch movies that actually gives you fulfillment on creating something new. These movies will give impact to your life somehow. And this story, I hope it reminds you that everything is possible. It's limitless. You just gotta have a way to decide that you wanted it. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonates with you, you can click like and subscribe and follow for more, enable for me to create more video like this. Subscribe. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.